Hey everyone, it's Laurel here with a video today all about milk and cookies, and this is the calorie-free kind, so safe to watch. This is the card I'll be making in the video today. It's using all Lawn Fawn products, and then I colored in the images with my Copic markers. So I'm using circle stackables and the scalloped circle stackables here, and I'm kind of playing around to figure out which one I want to be the outer border and so forth. So I'm just playing around here. I love that these can you can mix and match and create fun frames, which is what I'm doing here. I decided to go with the scalloped edge and then do the solid circle for the center there. So that's some Nina Solar White cardstock, and I'm using the Nina Solar White because I'm going to be doing some Copic coloring, and this is the best cardstock for that I have in my inventory here. And then I'm going to take these same dies. I didn't remove the tape, as you can see. I kept them together, and I'm going to run it through that Lawn Fawn pattern paper there. It looks like a little candy stripe, and that way I'll have the scalloped border of the candy stripe, and then I'll have the solid white inside. And I just think that makes it's so cute. And then I have two extra pieces there on the left that I can use for another project. So fun. And now I'm going to be using this Milk and Cookies stamp set here, which is so cute. Look at all the little cookies and the little one with the little bite taken out of it. I just think that's adorable. You saw me tap my fingers there. I was thinking, what am I going to do next? Because I don't work off of sketches or anything like that. So I decided I didn't want a white background like that. I wanted to kind of play it up. So I grabbed some pigment ink. The one I have here is by Mama Elephant. It's the hazel color, which is a really pretty brown, and I'm going in and not very evenly. I didn't want a complete smooth surface. I wanted some of that white shining through in the back. I'm applying that pigment ink with a little sponge dauber, and because pigment inks stay wet longer, you are able to heat emboss with them. So I'm taking some of this Judikins iridescent embossing powder. Judikins iridescent sparkle embossing powder, something like that. It's linked up in my blog. All the supplies I'm using, by the way, are linked up in my YouTube description as well as over on my blog. So I went ahead and sprinkled that embossing powder right over the top, and then I am heat setting it with my heat tool. And if you look carefully, you'll see how it kind of darkens up just a tad. And when you're done, you get this really pretty subtle shine, this little bit of sparkle, which I think is a fun for the background that I'm going to be creating today in this card. So I'm going to pick it up, and hopefully you'll be able to see that sparkle. Isn't that neat? And I like the background that the pigment ink creates as well. Now I'm going to take that scratch paper that I use. See, I try not to waste anything. And then I've got another piece of scratch paper off to the side there. And I'm going to stamp a bunch of the images from the Milk and Cookie stamp set. Now I'm using Tuxedo Black and, what's that say? Espresso Truffle. Both by Memento. I like Memento for alcohol marker coloring because the inks are waterproof and they don't bleed. And I also use Spectrum Noir markers as well, and they work with this ink too. I have used other inks that are waterproof, quote unquote, but I tell you, this Memento, I'm just going to be loyal to the Memento because even those other inks smeared when I did some coloring. So this is definitely by far the best ink that I like for any kind of alcohol marker coloring. So I'm going to take the little Santa envelope from the Cozy Christmas stamp set. It's one of Lawn Fawn's first releases, and this is, I swear, it's like my favorite stamp set. I love it. I will never ever get rid of it, and I super hope, fingers crossed, that they create a die cut set to go with this. So before I move on with assembling the card, I've got a top folding card there, and I'm going to adhere some of that pretty paper also from the same patterned paper collection by Lawn Fawn to create the background there. Then I'm going to take that circle stackable die and I'm going to run it through my Vagabond. Now I'm going to open up my card, as you can see there, and run it through. I don't want it to cut through both layers because this is my card base here. And then I use a Vagabond off to the right there. That's where I disappeared to. And now that I'm back, I've got my little window here that I've created. And then you're going to see me fight with my little tape there. I kept this on camera so you can laugh at me. It didn't want to peel off. I smushed it down too far because I ran it in my die cutting machine 2 times. But I got it off, I won, and now I have a cute die cut, scallop die cut to use for another project. Haha. Alright, so now it's time to go ahead and kind of puzzle these pieces in together to create the base of the card. Now you could get a pencil and trace all this stuff and be all precise, but honestly, I just am going to grab some glue and then I'm going to kind of push it in place, and you'll see what I mean. The glue I'm using is the Tombow Mono Liquid Liner, multi-liner, something or other. Any glue that you have, glue runner, liquid glue, whatever you have will work. And then I'm just going to line that up and kind of piece it in like it's a puzzle, press down, and boom, it's down on the inside of my card. I'm going to do the same thing with the brown piece there. I'm going to glue that down, and then I'll set that aside to dry. And then I'm ready to move on with the next part of my card, which is the Copic coloring. Now let me go ahead and full disclosure or disclaimer, I am no expert, I am not certified. I signed up to take the online card class for Copic, the Copic for Card Makers class, and I made it to day 2 because I just got so busy. So I'm going to play some music because I absolutely have no tips to offer you whatsoever. I just kind of do whatever I want, whether it's right or wrong, I don't know. And that's what I'm going to do here for all of these images. So enjoy the fun piano music. Alright, so there you have it. All the images have been brought to life with some color. Copic, Spectrum Noir markers, distress inks, markers, crayons, watercolors. These guys are so much fun to color. They're also fun to paper piece as well. So I'm going to use the coordinating dies here. You just kind of fold them back and forth along the tabs, and then they come apart very easily. And I'm going to go ahead and tape, just using some non-tacky tape. I'm going to run them all through my Vagabond machine, and then I'm going to pull this card together. As you can see there, it's going to add a lot of fun and shine and sparkle. So as you can see, they're all die cut and they're all so cute. Aren't they adorable? So now I'm just kind of laying out. I did not plan ahead, and for the sake of the video, I probably should have. I decided I didn't want that white trim around that milk carton, so I'm just grabbing some scissors and quickly cutting off the trim there. And then I'm going to kind of lay it out. Like, I don't work off sketches. I don't know. I just find it stresses me out. So I just don't do it. So you're totally seeing me in the zone of trying to figure out how I want stuff to be. And I've got that little cookie that's got the bite taken out of it. I'm trying to figure out if I should put it on the milk cup or what I should do. So then I just decided, you know, I'm going with it. I'm going to grab my glue and I'm just going to start sticking stuff down. I know, this is very daring of me, I have to say. But these images are so cute, so it's almost impossible to mess things up at this point. So I've got my little plate down that I colored so carefully, and then I'm going to end up covering it up with all these cookies. Then I'm going to add the cookies, and I'm going to figure out if do I want to pop something up? Do I want to lay it down flat? See, I mean, there's really no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing here. But all these colors are so fun, and like I said, if you don't want to do something that's, you know, Christmas related, like I've got that little Santa, that little purple Santa note, you can leave that off. You can make your colors more masculine or more, you know, color family appropriate to whatever you want to do. It does not have to be Christmas theme if you don't want it to be. I just wanted it to be because I just did. I decided I did not want to pop up that little milk carton, so I peeled off my little foam dimension thing there, and then I'm taping that down, and then I'm going to take the same foam, because I'm cheap, and I'm going to put it on the back of my little milk glass, and then put the milk on the top and pop the milk up. And last but not least, it's time to do the cookie. Oh, the cookie jar. I really want a real life pink cookie jar, and I don't even like pink, but I happen to like that cookie jar. I want one for my kitchen, but I shouldn't eat cookies. I need to diet. I really do. Anyway, so I'm again putting that cookie jar down. You're going to see I'm going to peel it up on accident. This is really funny. Now I'm like, okay, I've got this little straw. Where do I want it? Do I want it to cover up my cookies? Do I want it on the cookie jar? So I'm going to end up tucking it behind that little milk cup there. We're almost done, you guys, I swear. And I think this is where I messed my cookie. I don't know. I messed it up at some point. See, there it is. Ha! I peeled it up with my fingers. So that sucker's staying down there. There we go. It's nice and it's adhered. Now, almost done. The last thing to do is kind of put that little to Santa someplace. And then we are just about done with this card. Again, any kind of glue you have in your stash will work. If you're more comfortable with a glue runner, then by far, use whatever you have. So I just love all the colors on the card. We're almost done here. I don't need that little other cookie, so I'll put that in my little Avery Elle pocket with the stamp and the die cut and use it for future. Now I've got some peppermint lawn trimmings here, and yes, you know me, you will not see me tie that bow. You will not, you will not, you will not, because yeah, it takes forever. So look, I'm off camera. See, I am subconsciously off camera tying a knot. So this is from Dear Lizzie, and it's that little, that's my little embellishment there in place of a bow. Bows hate me. They really do. They just do not like me. So I'm adding some glossy accents there because you got to have a glossy glass. And then the last thing I'm going to do, well, I'm going to do two things. The first thing I'm going to do is get my Wink of Stella. Hello. You know I love my Wink of Stella, and I wanted to have a sparkly cookie jar. I had to have a sparkly cookie jar. So I'm going over that twice with my Wink of Stella. You can't see you can't pick that up, but it's all sparkly, I promise. And the last thing I decided to do, I do love that little poinsettia embellishment. I guess that's what that is. I'm going with it. I think that's really cute. Ties everything together. And as a finishing touch, I'm going to round the corners with the quarter-inch corner. Quarter-inch corner. That's hard to say for me. And this little left side gave me a little bit of trouble because I didn't nestle it in good enough. But I just think that kind of evened out the card and just tied everything together. And that's it. And I'm going to hold the card up, and hopefully you'll be able to see the sparkle and the shine from the glossy accents, from the background that we created with the ink and the distress powder or the embossing powder, and then the Wink of Stella on the cookie jar. It's just really super cute. So again, all the supplies are linked up below in my YouTube description and also on my blog, where there'll be more photos to share with you. So thanks for stopping by, and I appreciate you guys all so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.